I might not be able to find the clips. I might just say Johnny looking paranoid and leave it at that and not fill in the blanks. Things like spotting Jimmy Dore, I'll work hard at that. I'm definitely going to show that. Fee claiming to be a journalist, if I can find easily. I'm not sure. I might have it, but sometimes I don't really coordinate, or I give up. If my notes aren't clear enough, I might give up on trying to find it. But Fiorella, she referred to herself as a journalist. What a frickin' joke. Give me a break. Prove it then. They can't prove it. They can't prove anything. This is tough because my notes are a little out of order. I don't have a million notes, so this shouldn't be too rough. I'm no longer worrying about the length of time for these audios or if I go off on tangents. I'm not going to worry about that. So I wrote that the dude was mimicking me right at the beginning. My notes aren't extensive, but I really should try to work harder in this audio portion. So when we do get to him mimicking me right at the beginning, it'll be explained why I think he was mimicking me. From what I recall, I listened to it a few times. I don't watch much of these people for content. I don't watch these shows all that much. I do tend to get very lucky in finding the right stuff, like the meat and potatoes stuff. So, Fiorella Cohen AOC, a CIA plant and actress, that's amazing stuff. I think what Jardula was mimicking me at with that beginning part is when I do that Tokyo Shemp News Network. We'll figure out. One can decide for themselves if he's mimicking me with that type of thing. I think they mimic myself, and maybe Jenna Beck is too. She's into singing, and she has a really good singing voice. At first, I was nervous. I thought it was gaslighting myself that she was singing karaoke or whatever. She calls it karaoke. I've heard a few of her songs. I don't recall her using a machine, though. See, I don't use a machine. I think I want my voice to represent itself as an instrument. I'm practicing out loud. I'm someone who never sang before. It's like bungee jumping, just to try it, just to see. Just to be an example to others to maybe, hey, you can try it too. I've got, I think, Franco with Steve Poinkanen. So what I picked up from another video is Steve apparently fell off of the ladder. I think something like that. I feel bad for anyone going through that. Maybe he had a head injury, and that explains his forehead. Maybe that explains his addiction issues. I mean, that's fine. I say these people are mean, and they are fairly mean. But if you were a soldier, if you were just a regular person, then they're nice. I was looking at Franco with Steve. I hear Franco, I think, mentioning growing online communities. Now, I might be confusing myself because I also have video to share with him having on Robbie Yeager. They seem to be bringing Robbie Yeager back into the play after letting the smoke settle. What's the phrase on that? Let the smoke clear. Let the dust clear from the home plate. What was that? That was that guy with the Valerie Plan. He had that analogy. They want to grow discords. They want you to discord it. They're calling themselves online communities. If you look at their protests, no one's showing up but themselves. See, until I find the exact spots from these notes, I didn't do a good job. I've got a note here about probably Franco. He wanted to use the word inform, but then stopped and changed that to open minds.
Being a part of these online communities, growing them, not like being on Discord, and keeping those relationships together, and also sharing information to each other, opening up people's minds.
Well, what I'm thinking, how these people are all obviously had drug issues, stuff like that. I'm thinking one big theory that makes sense to me is that they got in trouble, they got in legal trouble, and then as veterans, somehow they were given the word about this job position.
Glory Jones in the house, Johnny Sue on the ones and twos, and Fiorella with the next topic.
Oh my God.
There must be a reason why this type of job is always filled out by someone not in control of themselves. Just look at Allie. It was ridiculous. I only showed a clip. I'm not saying look at Allie now. I'm talking about the previous videos. Go to those channels yourself, the Slow News Day, and just check out Allie. She's just a total mess. I do have some stuff to share from Glory going on Convo Couch. Alright, just sorry for any confusion. This will make sense when I edit it. This is why I don't make more videos, because it's pretty much work. I mean, when it goes well, when it just happens, then it's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining that this is unpaid. I feel that there's meaning to life. If there's meaning to life, then who cares about money? As long as one has enough money for shelter, for healthcare, food, I'm in a good spot. I am the proverbial basic income success story. That would be a digression. I can tell what these people are thinking. I can tell by their body language. That gives away a lot of information. I'm not quite sure how to teach this thing. You sort of have to do a trial and error with it. You have to be open-minded. The thing is, there's no way to fight back within the medium system. It's literally urinating into the wind by doing this. The only reason it's working for myself is I'm just doing it on my own channel, and I have my own unique background, that Kimberlin stuff from way back in the day. I'm already claiming that these are the same people. It's the same organization. It's with different people. It's the same old, same old. It's a pattern. That's probably why they're afraid of me. They're obviously afraid of me, or they wouldn't try to gaslight me within their shows. I've already shown that Jardula was mimicking me at the beginning, and now we have him singing out of tune. That's odd. I do not remember anyone singing on any shows until well after I outed this stuff. Now all of a sudden on every show there's some military shill playing guitar and singing, or whatever. So here's Jardula singing. He's way out of tune. He's trying to do the Simple Minds song.
Don't you forget about me. From Simple Minds plays. I'll be alone, dancing away,
God.
baby.
Why did you start?
Give me your troubles and doubts, giving everything inside and out.
Okay.
Lost dreams will pull us
I'm
apart.
gonna pull my hair out.
I never sang before. I was taught music as a child, though. Say I was good at math, yet I couldn't get good grades at math. That's what I am in regards to music. I had cataract surgery with complications. There was a couple months in which I couldn't really read. I couldn't be on the internet. It was too much. So I started to try to self-teach for singing. Well, I was singing a little bit before then, but I especially picked it up when I had the eye situation. So we've got Jardula singing, and it's way out of tune. It's not even close. Now, when I sing, I know I'm making mistakes, and probably a lot of mistakes. But a lot of the singing I did, there were plenty of moments in which it sounded pretty good. If they're reading off scripts, then they're done. It's over. It would explain why they're gaslighting me. So I've got Glory, who can tell that Fiorella is reading. Oh, I see what I mean from my notes. Okay, you can tell when someone is reading. There's just a difference in the way the words are processed and how the person speaks. That's the brilliance of the best at acting. They're so good at it that we suspend disbelief. Fiorella is a failed actress. Nathan Stoltman is a failed actor. I shouldn't bring him up. They're not bad at acting, I have to admit, but you can't put lipstick on a pig.
ooh, that's going to look real good, pushing deep sea mining in the Pacific Ocean and more nickel mining in Tanzania and around all of Africa. So that's what a lot of these leaders do. And research into Klaus Schwab's past, founder of the World Economic Forum, done by a good friend of ours, Johnny Vedmore, has shown that Klaus has always had an interest in young people.
What's the things like that? You can't sweep all the dust under the rug. It's still there. So I've got in the note that Glory. I can see that one can tell. I can tell Glory's reading. So you can look for that. So I'm trying to teach that, to show it, to point to it. There's a note in which they're anti-mask. Sorry, my nose is running. I gotta blow my nose. I think Franco also mentioned some sort of anti-vaccine nonsense. I got Franco another time saying something stupid about the pandemic. Okay, this next clip I found very funny. Out of nowhere, Craig Jardula uses the word savant. He was discussing Assange. It seems out of nowhere he says savant. He said savant. Autistic savant.
Even if requiring appeals. So if if Assange survives, there's a likelihood of a release. Your thoughts on that, Glory?
I think I'm in their heads. They try to mimic me, but I occupied H.A. Goodman's head. I got into Graham Elwood's head in regards to his, I forget what the phrase is, but he has the tongue jut situation. So then after I got into his head for that and for supporting the war in Afghanistan, you could see he was starting to block his tongue from jutting out. It was cringeworthy, but it's reality. And then one could maybe notice how he edits it out. They edit this stuff out. I added work to their shticks, I think, and now they're trying to edit all the videos. If you can prevent one aspect of tardive dyskinesia, it's going to come out in a different area. If someone has cocaine jaw, that's what they have. H.A. Goodman knows he has coke jaw. He just knows it. You can tell that day in, day out, he is in denial. He is still in denial over tardive dyskinesia. One just needs to accept it. I mean, that to me implies that the person is still doing damage to his face. The key to solving tardive dyskinesia is to taper off very slowly, deliberately from the psychiatry pills if that's the issue, to quit alcohol completely if one has issues with alcohol. I know it's a tough thing for people to hear, and that there's probably nothing much worse than going through a withdrawal. I don't really know from experience. I don't know, but I believe it's true. So the key to that is to accept the damage, to cut oneself some slack. I'm happier in life now as I age because I cut myself slack. It took someone giving me that advice. I'm not going to get into some personal stuff right now, but that did help. Cutting slack is an amazing thing. These people need to clean it up immediately, to quit those jobs, and to go away, to maybe whistleblow this crap. They would have to go to other countries, probably. Like Snowden went to Russia. Maybe one can go to Iceland and live there. That's what I would do. They're COINTELPRO trying to entrap military. I'm telling the same targets and even these COINTELPRO informants, I'm telling them to switch sides, to quit their jobs, to reveal it, since it is unconstitutional. I'm a nonviolent anarchist. I even said in a previous video that it felt like I was punching down on H.A. Goodman. It feels like I'm punching down on Convo Couch. It feels like I'm punching down on people who get so many more views than me. As someone with Asperger's, I'm able to feel empathy for these military shills.